Okay, what you saying, people? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you guys are doing good. Hello, William. How are you doing? Good morning to you too. Good morning, Lewis. Good morning, Sharif. Busted on EJ. Unlucky. Well, the week just started, so you got time to redeem yourself. Nothing wrong with that. Keep your head up. But yeah, guys, welcome to the stream. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. And ready for the stream. Like always, guys, any pairs you're looking at, feel free to let me know. Drop it down in the comments and I'll take a look at it for you. If you haven't already, check out the Telegram channel. I do post setups there as well. And if you're looking for a broker, check out IC Markets. Got my affiliate link there. Feel free to check that out as well. But like always, guys, another live stream. Going to talk you through what's going on. Any pairs you fancy looking at, just let me know. But we're going to start with Euro USD. Actually, I'll move on to Euro JPY, see what's happening with that pair. So are you looking at buys or sells? We're looking at buys or sells? Because Euro JPY is looking very, very messy here on the 4H. We're at a nice area of support on the daily time frame. As you can see, if you look to the left, a really strong support 1-2 actually gave us this massive move to the upside, all the way up to 133. So we're at a really key area of support and resistance. We did drop below it last week. It looks like price is trying to get back above it. Unclear what it's trying to do, to be honest. Here on the daily and the 4-hour chart, price really, to be honest, is moving in that consolidation. So it is tricky to trade Euro JPY right now. Again, your best bet is looking to really sell at the highs of the consolidation and buy at the lows, really. You can see on the hourly, nice range there between 127,500 and 128,600, of around 100 pips there. So a nice range. So essentially for this one, you want to be looking at buying at the lows, selling at the highs, or waiting for price to show us direction and break out either to the upside or to the downside. And there we could look for the bigger move in the market. Because if price is trying to hold on to this support here on the daily time frame, we will see a break to the upside, and we can just look to ride that on the break and retest of the range and a continuation, maybe into some of these levels up there. It is a very strong support. We could see a bounce all the way up to 130,500. But if we are breaking through and seeing the downtrend continue, we're breaking out the range to the downside and just looking at the continuation, really. So that's what I do have in mind for Euro JPY, waiting for price to give me a clearer direction of where it wants to go. Right now it's very messy in that, and if you're looking to trade Euro JPY, like I said, selling at the highs and buying at the lows is probably your best bet, or just waiting for the breakout. But yeah, Euro JPY not too clear in my opinion. Anyway, difficult to trade. Yeah, I mean, this week is a little bit choppy, but again, we've only just started out. It's Tuesday morning again, so we've still got 4 days left: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Again, don't need to take many setups. Just a couple trades, 3 trades a week can really do a big amount for you. So no need to get caught up there, but yeah, when charts are messy and it's not looking too good, best to sit back and wait for price to clear up rather than try and get caught too much in it, and then you find yourself taking a trade that you later on regret taking. We'll take a look at Pound USD and Euro USD. Good morning. How are you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, sure, I'll get onto those pairs in a minute, but just gonna look at Euro USD and Pound USD quickly. So yeah, Euro USD, Pound USD, like I said, coming into the week did have that bearish bias. Price did have a nice push to the upside last week, and this here potentially could be retracement for price to continue. But you can see price has been struggling to break out of this trend line and also broke out of this kind of mini consolidation there. So once price did break to the downside for Euro USD, I'm expecting price to continue. It has continued. Haven't managed to get a sell opportunity for this one because it's been so choppy. You can see the wicks either side down the 4H drop into that hourly time frame. You know, it doesn't look too good. Risk to reward not very good as well, with strong support not too far away. So haven't managed to get into any trades to capitalize on that move, but if it does pick up speed, you could be looking at Euro USD coming right back down to these areas if we do stay below that trend line. But in terms of momentum, in terms of, you know, what we're seeing right now, price does need to grab some liquidity from somewhere, or it might just spill over, but it's not looking too good for Euro USD. As for direction, like I said, stay below the trend line. I'm expecting price to come right back down into these lows. This here could just be a pullback of that daily bearish trend, and we could just be seeing that continuation back down to low. So that's what I'm expecting for Euro USD price to roll over, unless we see a big push to the upside. Then might actually be looking at price coming back up into this resistance here. But yeah, we're just lacking momentum for Euro USD. We're lacking momentum. And pound USD, similar thing as well, lacking momentum as well, but we are seeing both pairs kind of just slowly roll over to the downside. If I do draw this trend line here, just to give you guys a bit of direction there, you can see spike. So price overall is just holding that trend line, creating us lower lows and lower highs. So Euro USD, pound USD, both lacking that momentum and kind of just slowly rolling over. So as a swing trader like myself, opportunities have been a bit dry here for pound. Maybe if you're day trading and you're just looking for, you know, quick 40 pips maybe, that could be quite nice, just catching the sells off that trend line and anticipating a low high for a push down. But for me, it's just been too choppy. I want to see price, you know, do something, either spike through the trend line, come back inside of it, and then push on, or maybe come back to some key area of resistance up here. And you see a little bit more from pound USD to get me involved. But yeah, right now they're both bearish, and if we keep up that momentum, we're likely to roll over again and go and take out this wick here down here for pound USD. So Euro USD, pound USD, both expecting them to roll over if things do keep as they're going. I haven't actually checked news for today, so let me do that quickly. Just if we do have any news announcements that could be a catalyst for Euro USD and pound USD. So I'm going to quickly take a look at that. Okay, so we do have some USD news coming out 1:30. And some CAD news later, so maybe we might see something, but like I said, if the price action is not there, I'm just gonna leave it alone. I took a long on USD CHF and a short on the NZD CAD, took small losses on ADNZD shorts and pound CAD longs. Yeah, my pound CAD, I ended up cutting that one short before my second TP. Was looking for price to continue past this resistance here, but price failed to do that. You can see we kind of spiked into it quite nicely, and as soon as we did that, I exited the trade there, not expecting price to continue, and then we had that massive bearish candle there. So overall, pound CAD is looking quite bearish now, and I do think my bias has completely shifted for this one, and I'm expecting price to come back down to these lows, especially with the breakout. If you did check out my weekly analysis for the week, I'm expecting price either to break to the upside or to the downside out of this consolidation, and that will set us for the direction for the week. And as you can see, a clean break to the downside. So pound CAD waiting on a bit of retracement. I think price will probably continue further to the downside there. Even looking at the daily time frame, price had a hard time breaking through this area where you put all the wicks here. As you can see, some more wicks, and now we're coming right back down to these lows, I expect. ADNZD, I had a bearish bias as well for this one, but again this week, you know, completely just reversed on a pin drop pretty much, and price is looking quite bearish. I have taken into account this kind of long-term trend line here that price seems to be respecting quite nicely. You can see first test there, second, third, fourth. So I'm interested to see what happens here for ADNZD. You know, do we bounce or do we break through this trend line breakthrough? I think we're coming back to our previous lower high up here, and if we can hold, then we could roll over again, but it comes a little bit choppy, so might just leave price alone. But if we can break, I do see price pushing to 1.0600 there for AUD. No problem, Biggie Smalls. Great name. UCC Chef and NZD. Yeah, NZD I was looking for shorts for myself on that one on the lower time frames. Didn't really get a clean entry for that one. But NZD simply just rolling over. All the entities, if you take a look at them, they've all collapsed and broken through their respective lows, apart from NZJPY. NZD has, and NZD I was expecting to do the same thing. And it looks like price has broken through that low. Has it taken out this low on the left? Yes, it's just about done that. So we've seen some new lows for NZD and we could probably push on because these are things significant lower highs. So I can see price pushing a lot further, maybe even to 0.85 for NZD. You know, this is like a big range, and if we do break out, we could see a lot of bearish momentum. So I think NZD could actually be starting off for a big move. And yeah, if you got into that one, you probably caught a nice trade if we can take out that support. Of course, we haven't done that yet, but I do think we will. So yeah, NZD looking very good there, and UTC Chef looking strong as well. Very strong close there. UTC Chef, in my opinion, is a little bit messy. We do have kind of this long-term trend line as well, which price seems to be holding, as you can see there. Nice bounce there on Monday, but overall it's quite choppy. So UCC Chef, yes, if prices continues this bullish momentum off that trend line, we could see another pushback to highs. But like I said, it's just a little bit choppy. So UCC Chef, not that clear for me, but if momentum does continue, then I would expect price to come back to those highs. Not sure if we'll break them though, but again, I push those highs, you know, would be a decent amount of pips anyway, so it's looking good. Bias on GJ, yeah, we'll take a look at that. So yeah, GJ is an interesting one. GJ will come to a very strong area of support, as you can see here. If you take a look to the left, very strong support at 149,500. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've had a very strong reaction from that. Actually, not very strong. I'd take that back. We've had a nice reaction, but it's not a strong one because we haven't broke through local resistance there on the daily chart. You can see we had that bearish candle from these wicks. We still haven't taken that out, and you can see a little bit better if I draw a line there for you. Price hasn't taken that out. So if you can see this daily candle close bullish above that area, then we've actually got a breaker structure, and you can see price push on from this level. Because I did say a couple of weeks ago that potentially we could see a retest of this support here on the daily term resistance, because we broke through that and never got the retest. So price might be drawn to that area at 152,500, especially if it does hold this support here as well. So I want to see pound JPY, you know, cleanly break through structure. Yes, we're putting a higher high above that, but the daily still kind of is bearish. So if we can push on a little bit further, come back from a higher low, I think GJ will be looking good for some buys above this area here. So yeah, I think buys will be looking good. Not yet though, because price hasn't cleanly broken through that. Probably want to see a strong daily candle close above this line here, and also see 4-hour push on a little bit further, because this here could be a false break of that resistance. You can see nice resistance there. We broke above, and now it looks like we're closing back below. So need to see price properly push away, come back for almost a lower high on the retest of the area, then we can get long. I would say target 152,500 up there, or you can target some levels here on the left, depending what your risk to reward is and what you're looking for, and how many pips you're looking to grab. But yeah, I can see GJ push to the upside. I need a little bit more momentum from it, and then we'll look for the higher low tomorrow for the continuation back up to 152,500. So yeah, I would say I'm bullish on GJ, but I need a little bit more just to confirm it, because if we do leap right down, then we're probably coming back down to that support, and that long setup will be invalid. So need to see price push on a little bit more, form me a higher low, and then yeah, we'll be looking for those buys. Hey MJ, no problem. On sell, touch, then go down. That's so sad. It's not that sad, unless you betted your life savings on it. It's not that sad. Yeah, I mean, we do see that a lot of the time. stop loss hunts and then price goes in direction. The best way to avoid that is to try and make sure that you're selling at the highest possible price, because sometimes the trick is that you see candlestick formations happen a little bit early, just for price to have one more push up against you or push down against you just to go in your direction. So sometimes it's always best just to wait for the highest possible value. So like here, really high point here, well not the highest point would be there, but the high point now, that wick, as soon as we get that nice bearish engulfing, that will be a nice place to enter because price is right at that resistance. So if you do break through it again, we most likely will be pushing back to those highs. So that's probably the best tip to try and avoid false breakouts. Try and wait for price to get to the ultimate high. Obviously you won't do that all the time, but when it does, you can kind of avoid the false breakout sometimes and kind of short the breakout. So yeah, that will happen from time to time. Again, it's not going to be the first time, it's not going to be the last time either. It's definitely a part of the game, but like I said, Euro JPY is just a little bit choppy in that range, so I'll just say wait to sell at these highs or buy at these lows. Or if you want to look for the swing trade, wait for a price to break out the range, commit to a direction, and then we can be looking at buys or sells, because we are sitting on that very, very key level, which I'm not too sure if we're breaking through or trying to snap back above. Price action on the daily is very, very choppy, so got to wait for that momentum. Hopefully it will happen today or tomorrow, and then we can look to get some nice swings on Euro JPY. US 30, sure thing, we'll take a look at that. Hi Alison. Yeah, I'm not in any trades right now. I exited pound CAD last week. I haven't gotten to any trades since then. I've been eyeing up pound CAD again, to be honest, looking for selling opportunities. Want to see some retracement on this to take this one lower. But yeah, currently not in any trades. Trying to be patient, not trying to take any half-hearted trades right now, waiting for the good opportunities, which will come hopefully today. If not, we'll see what happens tomorrow. But yeah, US 30 looking extremely bullish. We tapped into this key area of support here, slash demand. You can see very, very strong move to the upside. We tapped into that, price looking bullish, and this was the target for US 30 ever since we had that massive crash there. Expecting price to come to 34,200 and from there see some upside. So we're looking good here for US 30, coming into some price support, term resistance, so might see some bearish reaction from this, but I do believe that price just formed us another higher low here, and we're most likely going to eventually come back to highs sooner or later. Might not do it in one clean push, but I do think we will make a push those highs soon-ish. So if you are looking for trades, I'll probably say just get ready for the buys, probably ignore the sells, because the way this is impulsively pushing to the upside is giving us a very strong characteristic that price is likely to come back to these highs. So if we can get above this, looking to buy at this level would be nice. Kind of like a massive head and shoulders here. The left shoulder, the kind of the fake out forming the higher low, and then the retest of it to push on. So you can look at buying at 35,600 if we can break through that cleanly. Look for the retest and the continuation. If we do respect this, yeah, there could be some short-term sell opportunities from this level, because it has not been retested. This is the first time we're testing that area, but because it's so impulsive, I do think price is going to break through it anyway, and most likely move higher. So yeah, if you're looking at trades for US 30, I would be focusing on the buys really, getting ready to buy this one back up. We do have a trend line there, so maybe a break of that trend line as well. Use that trend line as support, could be a nice confluence. But yeah, I would not be focusing on shorts really. Maybe if you're on the lower time frames, maybe, but I think price is getting ready to push the highs here. So yeah, if we can break above that, break above the trend line, come back, retest it, confirm support like we did here, nice wicks, I think price will look to go long. Yeah, we had the NFP last Friday as well, so it looks like news is going to play a big part again this Friday. I mean, to be honest, if I can get some trades early in the week, that would be great, because then I can hold it through the news and see what happens there, or if it has to hit my TP, of course. But yeah, I'm not sure if I look to get into a trade, because NFP, I didn't bother looking at getting to any trades for that one. I just kind of let price does come back on Monday, see what happens after that when then everything's settled. So yeah, I probably won't bother trading that day. Again, I'm not really a day trader anyway, so I can afford to miss days trading. But yeah, we should be seeing some news coming strong this week. Hopefully it doesn't affect price too much. Oh, sorry, William. Was I looking on the lower time frames? Okay, yeah. So pound CADs. Okay, so yeah, pound CADs. We've come back into this area here of resistance. So basically, this was our lower high in the market. So we've got that low over there. Oh, it's not working. Low over there. Lower high, lower low. We've come back into that key level of resistance, and prices try to break through it. So simply, prices look like it's putting in a double top there, and I'm expecting price to roll over back down to these lows. So all those wicks prices forming was giving us signals that price was struggling to break through it. Then on that kind of weak bearish engulfing candle, price since then has fell to the downside here. So yeah, I'm expecting price to come back down to these lows, equal that bottom low, because we do have this bearish trend here, and I think price should just continue that bearish trend there. So we've pretty much respected the previous lower high at 1.70500, and from there we're likely to continue that bearish momentum of the trend and just spill over back down to these lows, probably take them out as well and tap into 1.67, but that's where I do expect price to go. Do have some local support right next to us, but I think we're likely to take that out. We might see some retracement, back up again, but I think we'll probably break through that and come back down to those lows. And looking at the weekly time frame as well, momentum is still very much to the downside. So yeah, I'm expecting pound CAD to be shooting to the downside, or continue to the shoot, because it already is looking very bearish on the 4H. So yeah, pound CAD, I'm expecting price to roll over. Any chance to buy pound AUD? Let's take a look at that one. I have had my eye quite firmly on pound AUD this week. I'm looking at some buys or some sells for this one, depending how price develops. But pound AUD recently has had quite strong reaction coming near to this area. It hasn't quite tapped into my area of resistance I was expecting it to. Well, you can kind of consider it did. It missed it by a few pips there. You can see the spike on the daily, so you can kind of count it as testing that level. But we're looking quite bearish here for pound AUD after that reaction. We are coming into a strong trend line, or might have broken through that trend line, I'm not sure. Yes, we have broken through that trend line actually. So if you're looking at buying pound AUD, I'll definitely be patient with this one, because right now we're looking bearish, and we could be coming back down to this significant low here, coming back and retest that as support. We did have a nice retest, but I think price might come back down to 1.85500 and retest that support there after respecting that resistance. So if we can hold that trend line and pull back above by the end of the day, then maybe there might be some continuations, because we do have this resistance here on the left on the daily, which now will be acting as support. This current daily candle is a live candle, so we can't consider that as price is broken through that level. We've still got 11 hours left. Price will pull back above that resistance turn support, and then from this area, using that trend line as confluence as well, just continue to the upside. So we do need to see price pull back. I'm not sure if it will, because momentum on the lower time frames is looking extremely bearish. So unless we see a strong bullish push in the next few hours or so, price will probably break the level. But we'll see what happens at the end of the day. If we can pull back up above that level, then I would say tomorrow we'll be looking at some good buys for pound AUD and just riding that back to 1.89, back to highs. If not, and we close below the trend line, break back above, we'll probably come back to 1.85500, which is that support. So I would say sales will probably be your best bet, because we're broken through the trend line, broken through that key level. If we can hold that as resistance, can use that as a place to look for your entries. And take that lower, have targets at that low there, or depending where you want to target. But yeah, pound AUD has to pull back. If it doesn't, I think we're going to see some more downside for pound AUD. So I would say wait for the end of the day. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to wait for the end of the day to see what happens, how momentum shapes up in the daily candle, and then I'll base my decision off that for tomorrow. But yeah, pound AUD could be some buys, but nothing yet. They're still looking way too bearish. Yeah, no problem, Cartel. Happy to help. Also longs on NAS 100. Okay. Okay, we're looking extremely bullish here. Again, US 30 was doing the exact same thing. We've seen price pull back, and I think price is just putting the higher low in. Again, we'll come to a very significant, not lower high, sorry, significant higher high in the market, and we'll come back simply to retest that as support. And now you can see we're having a very, very strong reaction there. So yeah, we are looking quite bullish here. I do think price can continue. We do have a strong area here, which could reject price back down, but I think the way price is moving, we're probably likely to break through that. So yeah, we might pull back, put a higher low in somewhere, but I think price is likely to push forward. If we can get a bullish close like that, I would say momentum has shifted, especially with these wicks here, giving us a nice tweezer bottom there, 1 and 2 wicks there. Not quite the same level, but you know, we can count that as tweezer bottoms. And I would expect price to probably push back to highs there. Price is looking bullish there. Do we have a trend line? Yes, we do, but I don't think it quite lines up with that high. So yeah, okay, I wouldn't say back to highs, just to be the safe side, I'd say probably back to this level here. Because that level we could roll over and maybe even form a deeper pullback, to be honest. So I would say look at taking profit around 16,400, but if you do break through 16,400, then yeah, probably back to highs. But I think that's probably the best bet, and then possibly back to highs if we can break through that area. How about Eurocad? Yeah, Eurocad, I was looking at longs last week, but we absolutely tanked this week. Again, I did get into a trade on pound CAD instead of Eurocad, but yeah, Eurocad was looking at long because we did break through the key level here. So I was simply looking for the break and retest of that high for price to continue. However, as you can see, momentum has absolutely collapsed and price is looking bearish now. So yeah, Eurocad, very interesting. I think because Eurocad and pound CAD are very, very heavily correlated. For me, pound CAD has pretty high chance of getting to this level. So I would expect Eurocad to kind of do the same thing, maybe get back down to those lows. We do have a key support running through price here, as you can see, and refine that a little bit. You can see we had a really nice range here between 144,200 and 143,300. Price was stuck in this range. It had that false break here. It did close below, close straight back above. Respected it there, broke, retested, trying to continue and sell off, but it failed to do so. And we had that massive bullish candle, which actually broke both those levels at the same time. So if Eurocad does in fact break back beneath this level here, 143,300, I think Eurocad most likely will come back down to these lows. Well, obviously break and hold underneath, because if it's a false break, they will probably most likely just fill the range to the upside. But if we can stay below that level there, I think Eurocad most likely could come back down to these lows, maybe even further. This potentially here could be price giving us a lower high. So we had that massive impulse. This could be a major lower high for the next lower low. So and the trick is obviously to read momentum as well, because normally you see when you have a trend, you see the strong momentum is normally in the direction of the trend, and then you see kind of choppy momentum go against, which is normally the pullback, the retracement, and then you see the strong momentum again. So if we continue to sell off like this, this is price making a statement that, well, yes, we're coming back down to those lows. So yeah, if we can break through that level on the daily, simply just drop to the 4H, wait for the retest of this level, and then you've got a really nice scope there of probably around 150 pips where price could fall to the downside there. So yeah, Eurocad could be getting ready to sell off. Same thing as pound CAD, really. I think both of them will just wait for retracement if we can get it, of course, because I think CAD is really strong right now. So hopefully we can get some retracement for these pairs and then get ready to sell them. But yeah, they do look like they're going right back down to lows. Yeah, I'm good, Trent. How are you doing? I'm doing well. Okay, look at pound CAD. Yeah, so like I said, for pound CAD, pound CHF, did you mean? Pound CHF, okay. Pound CHF, yeah, pound CHF, still looking kind of bearish. That's it, kind of. Still looking kind of bearish. We have come back to that target on the weekly time frame, which was at 1.21, which is obviously this resistance here. We broke through, never got the retest, and we're just expecting price to spill over and come back into that level. So we've hit that weekly target. We could see a bounce from that. Obviously, we are looking still quite bearish on the weekly. We could roll over still. We're coming into an area of interest which price has wicked into a few times, struggled to break through. So obviously price support here, now term resistance. Yeah, so pound CAD, sorry, you got pound CAD in my head now. Pound CHF could roll over again. That's quite a nice bearish candle there on the 4H, dropping to the hourly time frame. Yeah, we've seen that momentum coming right back in, so we could roll over again. We do have a nice support here on the hourly. Price could probably roll over too, which is 1.22, nice psychological level. We could see that move into that support, break through that support, then we'll most likely head back down to lows. But yeah, we're simply respecting prior daily support turn daily resistance. So to keep it simple, as long as we stay below this, we could make our way back down to lows. I'll say your safest bet would be this support here, and then yeah, if we do see that momentum spill over, we probably will be coming back down to lows at 1.21. Break above this area and it could get interesting. We might be seeing some nice long opportunities potentially. We'll have to see how the daily candle closes, because again it is a daily level, so we want to see daily candle close back above, not 4 hour, to really signify that we're breaking back above this. But yeah, price holds on to that, we could definitely roll over. So yeah, I would say we do have quite a high probable chance that price will come back, test that 1 hour zone there, test that hourly zone here. Whether it breaks through, not too sure, but yeah, as long as we keep below this level here, we are probably going to move into that low and then break through that low, come back down to those lows. Currently short on pound CHF, nice. Well, yeah, that's where I see price going, and the momentum's looking good as well. So yeah, as long as we keep that up, we should be seeing that move happen. USD PLN, yeah, sure thing, we'll take a look at that. What time frame do you use for trading? Well, I use mainly hourly time frame to enter my trades, sometimes 30-minute if I can get an earlier entry, but normally hourly time frame for entry. Then I use weekly, daily, 4 hour for my bias / direction. So yeah, high time frames, weekly, daily, 4 hour for direction, and hourly, sometimes 30-minute for entries. But yeah, USD PLN, let's take a look at that one. I don't know what's going on with this pair. Yeah, I don't think I've ever traded it before, but let's see what's happening. So okay, price is very bullish right now. Obviously we've tanked off a little bit. We could actually go and retrace that whole move, to be fair. We've seen that recently on the JPY pairs. Price recently retraced a whole bullish move. Normally when we do see that price just skyrocket up, you normally get that kind of V pattern where price pushes up, retrace the whole thing. Same with a bearish move as well. So we could come back down to these lows here. We have broken through that daily support there on the left, which now will be time resistance at 4.1. So we could come back to tap into that 2 rollover back down to 4, pretty much on the dot. Dropping down to the 4H time frame, we're starting to get a little bit of bowl shape there. So price looks like it's tapping into some support / demand on the left there, reacting to that. So important to see what happens at this level here. If we can hold that as resistance, I would say some sells will be looking good. Some sells will be looking good here to set it right back off to these lows, to that daily area, because we did break through this, never got the retest, and the fact that we really did pick up nice momentum down the daily is probably telling us that we're coming back down to retest that level. And especially on the weekly as well, very strong evening star pattern there as well. Nice big push, doji, bearish candle. We could be seeing this candle here pushing up and then forming a wick to turn bearish and come back and test that level there. So Very strong price action on the weekly. Daily's looking good. Yeah, I would say some slight retracement back up into this level. We might even try and tap that resistance up there. I'd say as long as we stay below that level, primarily looking for sells. If we get above that, this price might be actually falling a higher low actually, and then we could be seeing some continuations back to highs, but we'll cross that bridge when that happens. So yeah, looking for sells to take that further. Might be some short-term buys depending on what kind of time frame you look to trade, but yeah, I would say this one is likely to roll over. Again, do wait for confirmation, don't just sell at a level, because we could easily break through it if price wanted to. But yeah, I would say sells is probably your best bet there. Gold, yeah, sure thing. We'll take a look at gold, and then I'll take a look at Bitcoin for you, Patrick. Yeah, so gold's been a bit of a funny pair recently. It skyrocketed to the downside. Long term, I think gold could be coming back down to 1680 really. To be honest, I'm not sure how long term that is. It could be a few weeks, could be a few months, but I do think gold's coming back down to this area after seeing that price action there. Very, very strong move up and a big move down. Normally that is a very, very quite obvious false move there. So I think price has gathered a lot of liquidity, getting ready to roll over. But as in for immediate price action, we do have this low here that I was expecting price to come and test. It kind of has tested. You can kind of count that as a test of that level. So price might potentially turn bullish, but right now we still do have a bearish structure in place. Very weak bearish structure, because we're seeing quite strong bullish moves in between these bearish sell-offs. So you can see strong bearish sell-off there, quite strong bullish move, nice bearish sell-off, bullish move as well. So again, normally a trend you do expect to see weaker bullish retracements, but we're seeing stronger bullish retracements. So it does tell us that potentially we could be getting ready to reverse for gold, but not yet. We don't have enough information for that. We do have a very strong support, which I was pointing out last week at 1783. So you can see price here on the 4H respecting that support 1, 2, 3, 4. For that amount of time we failed to get closed below. That's when the news came in, so kind of ignore that. And then price broke through again and now retesting, struggling to break through that. So if we can hold on to this, we're simply having a break retest of this low here, and we'll most likely get ready to roll over to the downside and probably come back and retest this low, maybe even spike into that wick there as well. But yeah, simply as long as we stay below that, I'm expecting gold to roll over. You can still see that on the daily time frame. We do have bearish structure here. We have previous support here on the left with that bullish candle there. Now time resistance, and we could just roll over to the downside. So I would say I'm bearish in gold for the time being, as in terms for the as for the immediate price action. If I go down on the hourly time frame, see what's happening there. Okay, so hourly come back for a test of that level recently. Nice reaction from it. So yeah, I would say as long as we stay below this 1784 level, price is likely to fall over. We are putting some wicks here, so we might come back for a retest. So kind of watch what happens on the retest if that does happen. If we do see a nice confirmation signal, I would say getting short could be a good bet. Or you could probably wait for the break of that support and look to see if there's a retest to get short there. Probably a safer entry for sells there, because you're kind of not sure obviously what price action is giving us. But yeah, if we do break above, I'll probably reanalyze it. Stay below 1784. I do see 1762. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting for gold. Yeah, Bitcoin, sure thing. See what's happening with Bitcoin. So yeah, Bitcoin massive sell-off over. Was that the weekend? Can't remember. Or last week anyway. Big sell-off there. Price obviously spiked into some key areas of support demand down here at 42k. It spiked to the upside, but for me this is the key level here I'm looking at, because this was our last major swing high in the market. So I want to see how price reacts with this, because you can see big push from that higher high, retracement, higher low, higher high, potentially a higher low for another higher high. But if price does respect that as resistance, we could actually roll over and see price go and actually fill that wick to the downside, back down into that support. If we can push back above, use that as support, then we could be looking at that reversal for price to continue bullish. But again, I want to see how price reacts with that previous swing high. So major structural level that price looks like it's heading towards. We could sell off from it, or we could break above. Again, price been moving in kind of like a nice bearish channel, as you can see with these lows here. So price was kind of just stuck into that, tanked to the downside, and now we're getting back above. So if price can respect that, we'll probably fall back over again. If not, we use it as support. We might be looking at price breaking out of that channel, turning bullish, and giving us a higher high. And this here could be price giving us that major high low for price now to really push on. So we'll watch what happens with that significant level there at 50 to 53k. If you can break above that and continue this momentum, then I'll say get ready for those buys. I wouldn't buy it just yet, because price could still easily roll back over to the downside, and there could be better buys coming, slightly down here, just taking out that wick. But if the momentum does continue, then yeah, you can be looking at those buys. So yeah, see what happens when we're coming back into this channel, how we react with 53k. And yeah, if that momentum continues, we start putting those higher lows in, potentially looking at a buy here. It could be a good bet, or waiting for price to break out of the channel, retest it, and a buy on the retest would be a good bet for price to continue bullish there. So yeah, that's how I would be looking at Bitcoin. But if not, we could actually roll over to the downside. So just be aware of that. Yeah, sure, no problem. Okay, you moved to break even. Nice. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's literally, what I look for. Get a nice trade with some good momentum. And if you can get to break even, it's pretty much happy days. Whatever happens, your capital is still safe. So, you can be a bit relaxed and just let the market what it wants to do. I mean, from my analysis, it looks like pound CHF does look good to roll over. But we'll see what happens. The market can do whatever it wants, but if it does play out, that's a great job, good trade there. I mean, in terms of probability and what I'm seeing, it looks good. Just need to see if that momentum can continue. Hey Captain Fab, how you doing? Welcome to the stream, bro. Did I already do? No, I have not done AUDUSD yet. AUDUSD has been a bit funny because we've seen some nice bullish momentum over Monday coming to Tuesday, but price is extremely bearish. You can see it's tanked off to the downside. It's holding a key level on the weekly. Well, so far is holding a key level on the weekly. So you can see very strong support here. Gave us that move to the upside. Now we're at that level. So potentially could see AUDUSD start move to the upside, maybe form a lower high to sell off again, maybe come back and retest some support here to sell off again. I have no idea, but we'll come into a very key level at 0.7, which is a very, very key psychological level as well. So yeah, we could see some upside for AUDUSD. We've already seen some upside coming into the daily time frame in the 4H as well. We do have a key level here on the left. I'm going to see how price reacts with that. Which was our key low over here before price started this bigger retracement to later dump to the downside. So that comes in at 0.71. So I want to see what happens at that level there on the daily chart, which is pretty much this support of the range here. So we had that range which we broke to the downside, sold off, and now we're coming back up to retest the range. So I want to see how price reacts with this level here. If we do give us some strong reaction, there could actually be an opportunity to sell the pair again back down to 0.7. If we break back in the range, then we'll probably leave price alone, see what happens. And if we just storm off, then we could be looking at kind of a short-term reversal, look to buy in on the higher low and see if we can take this one higher. maybe 0.72, maybe even higher than that, because price has really tanked to the downside. And if I do get a fib on this move here, 50% is all the way up there, so potentially could still see a push into the around about this 0.72, 750 area, which is quite far away. So if we do see a healthy retracement, which definitely could happen, there could be some really nice buys. So there's no need to really try and get into the buys down here where it's riskier, more difficult to get in, more difficult to find confluences. It's definitely better to wait for price to give us a direction and we'll look to trade in that direction. But so far you can see price is still very much in this bearish trend. We'll see how price reacts with that range and with that daily support and that psychological level at 0.71. If we do hold this area, price could fall back over. It could fall back over to the downside. So we'll see what happens there. Again, not formulating a bias just yet. The trend is still bearish, so you can expect price probably to continue in that trend unless something happens. We do have some USD news coming out later, but again, not too sure how much that will affect the pair. Yeah, no problem, Patrick. Happy to help. No way. I'm actually a quarter Polish, believe it or not. Love to see that. Same view in pound CAD, that's great as well. I mean, yeah, we've seen a lot of momentum starting to creep up into the markets this London session. So I think a lot of pairs are setting their direction. Some pairs haven't really done that yet. I'm still waiting for some daily candles today, and then Wednesday could be a really nice day for some trades to form. But yeah, pound CAD is ready give us a really nice move to the downside. So it's giving us the signal that, yeah, I want to continue lower. So I'm hoping pound CAD might find some support here on the left for the short term, see some upsides, retrace and then sell off again, or maybe break and retest that low. But yeah, pound CAD for me, very high chance we're coming back down to 1.67200 really. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for pound CAD. Hey Namzi, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Sure thing. Legend Pro Max. We'll take a look at GD. Yeah, so I did take a look at GJ earlier. But yeah, just to recap that one, because GJ is a little bit of a funny pair. Yeah, so we're coming to a very key level on the daily time frame. So support, and actually I can extend that a little bit more to the left and include that point there as well. So we're actually at a very significant level in the market, which I do think will eventually break. And when it does break, I think pound JPY is actually going to melt to the downside, because we've got all this price action here, which I do think price will eventually retrace. Kind of imbalance. Price hasn't retraced it yet. Some key levels we haven't retraced into and retested. So I think once this level does give, we could be seeing a massive move for actually most of the JPY pairs, but again, that's for another day. So we're at a really significant level here at 149,500. We could see a reaction from that. I did say a couple of weeks ago that we could come back and retest this level. We never actually came back to come and retest that, but if we do find support here, that could give us the boost needed to come back and retest the support there. So you can see some upside for pound JPY potentially. We do have some support, resistance actually. We do have some resistance here on the candlesticks on the daily chart. You can see price is having a hard time getting above this line here, Drew. So if we can see a nice bullish close above that, confirm momentum is back with the bulls on the daily time frame. And I think tomorrow could actually be some nice buys for GJ. Back above this level of resistance here and take that further to the upside at 152,500, because we've broken through this trend line here and we have broke through that significant high there where we did see that momentum after NFP on Friday, but we have closed right back below, so it could actually be a false break, which is not something that we want looking for buys for this one. So I do want to see pound JPY push on further from this level. really confirmed to me that we're breaking through this level, because yes, we did get a strong close below, but we're closing back up. We did get a strong close above, but we closed right back up below, so not really giving that too much attention in terms of price is giving us a new high. I want to see price really break through the level to confirm that momentum is definitely with the bulls, because this easily could just be a false break above those highs to roll back over. So I want to see price continue to push on, and then we'll look for the retest of that level and then the continuation. So if we do get that strong daily candle close above that line, price would have pushed on the 4 hour anyway. So that means the daily and the 4 hour in sync. Now we just want to see some retracement. We can drop to the hourly 30-minute for that, and look for some longs for tomorrow. But yeah, if we don't, and we actually see the daily pull back underneath that line again, just give us a wick, and we see the 4H close strongly back below this level, that was probably just a false move, and then I think GJ is most likely gonna roll back down into these lows here to retest that key support, which is probably still a worthwhile trade to look to take. That's over 100 pips. If you drop to lower time frames, it will definitely be a good trade to take. So yeah, pound JPY could be some nice longs, could be some nice shorts. I want to see how the daily candle closes and how the 4 hour develops as well. We had a nice break, but it looks like it might be false. So we'll have to see how momentum continues throughout the day. But on Wednesday, there could be some nice shorts or longs. So not really have a preference with GJ. I prefer the move to the upside, looks a little bit cleaner, but I think the sell could be a good move as well. But I want to see how momentum continues today and how that daily candle closes. No, pound, pound CHF, pound CAD, I have the same bias for both of them, to be honest. Pound CHF expecting that move into 1.22, and pound CAD I'm expecting a move back into the lows as well. So same thing really. Do you think there will be similar price action for GA? What do you mean similar price action for GA? Similar to which pair, Namzi? Because GA, I'm also waiting for a daily candle closure for this one as well, simply because we've come near to that key level at 1.89 500, so we almost tapped into it. I'm kind of considering that price tapped into that, because this is a nice level there, kind of a bit subjective how you draw that. So some people might have seen that as tapping into the level, some might not have. So especially with that bearish reaction, I'm going to consider that price has reacted with that level. So pound AUD reacted with that level there, looking bearish, and it could be coming back down to this support here, a very significant low at 1.85 500. So I think pound AUD could continue, but we still do have quite a bullish trend here, with strong bullish structure, and we do have some resistance here on the daily time frame. That price broke through last week, potentially coming back down to retest to continue further. So we have to find out how the daily candle closes, because we do have that trend line and that support kind of meeting at the same point. So we do have 10 hours left, 11 hours left before this candle does close. So if it does pull back above the trend line, back above the support, then that's confirmed to me that's done a false breakout on the lower time frames below that level, and we could see tomorrow pick up some nice bullish momentum again, and see a continuation back to highs and just continue the trend. But if we don't, and we see a strong close like that, and we see the 4 hour time frame remain back under this level and under the trend line, then we're probably going to sell off for pound AUD. And I will be looking at a retest of this level here to see if we can hold it, just to sell back off into those lows. Again, 150 pips to the downside, so definitely a worthwhile setup to look at there. So pound AUD sells or buys could be looking good. I mean, the way that we've sold off there is very, very aggressive, so I wouldn't expect price to get back above this trend line. But again, things can happen in these markets that do kind of go against logic. So If price does stay below there, I will be looking for sales, which I think price will do. So if you can see some retracement on that, because we really have tanked to the downside during the Asian session, so I do want to see some healthy retracement first. Either price come back, give me a double top, something like that, a few wicks there, really confirm that this is holding, and then we can take some sells. But yeah, nothing yet for pound AUD. But with that momentum, I think pound's quite bearish as well. I do think we can roll over. So yeah, getting ready to short pound AUD if I can get this up. No way, Willie. You be looking at some crazy markets. To be fair, I suppose you have to on the daily time frame, because you don't get your setups all the time, to be honest. But yeah, we are looking bullish there as well. I think most of these indices are getting ready to continue. Yeah, we've definitely spiked into a really nice area. I mean, from just looking at this from the naked chart, you can see price kind of spiked into this trend line here, and yeah, it simply just continued to highs. I mean, when you see price dump to the downside, then push forward like that with kind of equal momentum, it's normally price just getting ready to reverse back in the direction it came from. They are coming back to areas where we could find resistance. You can see this is where price kind of consolidated for a little bit before having that massive dump. So we could see some reaction here, probably refine that area a little bit. So really nice support there. We'll see what happens there. We did sort of close back above it, but we'll see how price really reacts with that for the next candle. If we just continue that momentum, then we're likely to continue further here. So yeah, I think looking at the indices, it does look like we're getting ready to come back to highs really. So yeah, longs are looking good here, and yeah, with that momentum, we're likely to push into highs. I think price is just giving us a really nice significant low just to push on back to 7160. Euro AUD, sure thing, Captain Fab. Yeah, Euro AUD, same thing as pound AUD really. They both had crazy moves to the upside, and I think it's time for them to retrace. We'll come back to a nice area here, where price, this actually was our last significant low. So we had the high of the trend there, the low, lower high, then the low here. So we'll come back to a very significant level, or significant structural point, and price has reacted with that quite aggressively. You can see it's really bearish right now. We do have a key area of support here, which I wasn't sure the price was going to break or hold. So you can see price reacted with it once, second time, third time, broke through, and potentially could be breaking through again. So if that does happen, then I think Euro AUD could be coming back down to retest this level here. We didn't quite get the retest of this level. We came close, but never got the retest of 157,300. So if we can keep this momentum up, I do think there's still more downside for Euro AUD back into this area here. Looking at the 4H, you can see we're absolutely melting here. So yeah, if price can continue that momentum a little bit more, come back, form a lower high somewhere, maybe retest the trend line, I would say get ready for sales, probably for tomorrow. I think today just let momentum ride, see how price sustains itself. Hey subscriber, thank you for subscribing to the channel, much appreciated. Welcome to the family. But yeah, for Euro AUD, can let this momentum continue, see what it does, see if it spikes right back up again, or if it continues. And tomorrow, looking for that retracement, which price will give us. Hopefully, it's not during the Asian session. Well, for me anyway, because I don't trade the Asian session. But yeah, hopefully we can see some nice retracement and then get ready to take this short. But we've broken through a significant point. Price was kind of trading in this channel here. Had that big push up, spike right back down, taking out the lows of the channel. So yeah, looking for price to put a lower high in. We're coming to a significant level. Now I think we can see continuation. back down into 157,300. And I think that goes the same thing for pound AUD as well. So yeah, both of these pairs, I think they're getting ready for some nice sells. Obviously they're selling off right now, but we're just going to wait for that retracement. No need to jump into sells in fear of missing out, all of that stuff. No need to click the sell button now. Wait for price to give us a nice entry. If it does, great. And then yeah, we'll look to get involved in some sells there. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for price. But again, the daily candle hasn't closed yet. So if we do pull back above, actually hold this, it does mean we're still actually holding this key support here, which actually means we could get a move in the opposite direction. So do take into account how that daily candle closes, because it will help for my bias. Like I said earlier in the stream, I use the weekly, daily, 4 hour to mold my bias, and hourly is just for entries. So if the daily candle's still holding support, I wouldn't be looking for sales for the next day. It doesn't really matter what type of momentum we're seeing. I wouldn't look to sell into daily support. So if price does confirm that we're breaking through this, great. We'll look for some retracement tomorrow, sell it back down on Wednesday. If it does pull back up, we could actually be looking at some longs and filling that range to the upside. So we'll see how that momentum continues for today. And I think tomorrow there could be some nice sells or some buys. Pound suit chef going bullish. Is the daily candle consider as bullish engulfing? Okay, we'll take a look at that. Pound suit chef. Okay, so yeah, on the daily chart, yeah, you can consider that as bullish engulfing because it has closed above that previous candle's close and the wick of it as well. But overall, for me, structure is more important than candlestick patterns. Candlestick patterns are very, very important and do play a big part in forming my bias, but structural levels, structural points are the main things that I do look out for. So you can see prices form this low here, pull back, lower high, lower low. Now we're coming back to retest the underside of that. So again, I wouldn't expect price to now go break this simply because price has given us a bullish engulfing. It can do, but I would like to see price break it first, and then yes, I'll form my bullish bias from that. So if price is still underneath that, I'm still bearish on this one. I'm still bearish on this. You can see a nice shift in momentum there in the 4H. So yeah, I'll still expect price to roll over. I think maybe it potentially could be that price just wants to pull back. Maybe your stop loss to break even might be a bit too soon potentially. Again, we have to look to see how this one plays out. If it does continue to fall or push up, you are right, there is a bullish engulfing which might continue price, but for me, the resistance, the support, the structure of the market, is kind of how do you say it? It takes priority over everything else, in my opinion. If price is making lower lows and lower highs, it most likely will make lower lows and lower highs. And a golfing candle won't just reverse it. It can do, but the probability is not really for it. So yeah, we're holding that level. I'm still expecting price to roll over. Unless we see price turn bullish and just go and break through that level, then yes, we might see that reversal happen or a bigger retracement. But right now, the levels take priority. So yeah, I can still see pound CHF falling, but we'll see how it plans out. Not plans out, how it maps out, and then we can see maybe if you can manage it a little bit differently, or it just might be one of those trades that just stop you out to go in your direction. Hey, another subscriber. Love to see that. Welcome to the family. Look at everything that MT4 gives me. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I mean, you trade in the higher time frame, so as for a person like me who does trade in the lower time frames, I will get more opportunities than you. So it makes sense for you to trade a wider range of markets, and also means that you can find better quality setups, not just take average setups as well. So makes sense. just to make the streaming interesting. Fair play. I mean, you're helping me out, so I love to see that. Is that coffee or tea? I reckon it's tea. No, it's not actually. It's actually water with some greens. Water with some greens, and then you can see that, but because of the light. But yeah, it's just water with some like iron, zinc, iodine, vegetables. You know, all that good stuff, really. So yeah, it's just water with a little bit of greens. But yeah, I don't like coffee, to be honest. I do not drink coffee. Gold is still consolidating. So yeah, I'm not in any trades currently. I do have my eye on a few pairs. Like I said, you know, pound CAD definitely does look good. Wow, that one really is selling off. Hopefully it doesn't just continue to drop throughout the day. Primarily because I want to get into some retracement. It well could do that. It could just continue to fall because it has consolidated pretty much all of last week, really. It consolidated and now it's kind of relieving itself. So normally when we do break out strongly out of consolidation, price could, you know, properly give you, you know, a good couple hundred pips depending on the pair without, you know, any significant retracement. So we don't have to retrace, but hopefully it can do, just look for entries, of course. But yeah, pound CAD is falling there. It is falling. I think is either CAD really strong or pound really weak. Oh, yeah, CAD is quite strong to be honest. I think maybe a bit of both. Because pound AUD is bearish, still falling. Pound JPY, you know, struggling to break through again. That's why it's so important to wait to see if price can break through the level and then retest it, rather than just looking at the break and going, yeah, we're going up. Because I think more often than not, you see breaks normally false rather than actual breaks. So yeah, pound JPYs look really good here. It's closed above. It's giving us a new high there. But if we do continue that bearish momentum back down again, and we see the daily chart, you know, fail to break through that kind of local resistance there, will most likely roll over the next day back into that support. And that could be a really nice day trade there to the downside. Again, probably get 100 pips out of that. Obviously, the move to the upside looks a little bit more attractive, you know, buying from that support, and probably a lot more pips to catch, you know, almost 200. So the buy is definitely more attractive, but you know, if price does fail to break through this and we see momentum actually pick up in the bearish direction, pound JPY most likely will fall over again. So again, I think tomorrow it could be really good for some setups, because we're seeing a lot of momentum today, and I'm not looking to jump on those impulsive ways. I'm waiting for price to retrace for me, show me, you know, an area the market is holding as resistance or support, and then I can look to execute on my trades. But right now we're seeing a lot of pairs give some direction. Euro USD is being a little bit choppy. I think the direction for this one is still down, even though it's lacking momentum. Again, it's not really at the top of my watch list. I'm not really looking to trade it. Same with pound, not really looking to trade this one as well. A little bit too choppy, but they do look like they will roll over. A good idea about the coffee. Yeah, CHF is definitely one of my least favorite currencies to trade. CHF is a little bit erratic sometimes. Pound CHF as well can be quite deceiving. Again, sometimes price action on certain pairs are more reliable than others. So like a bullish engulfing, for example, you see a bullish engulfing pound USD, a bullish engulfing pound CHF. I'd rather take the pound USD than pound CHF, just because pound CHF can sometimes be a bit deceiving, especially wicks as well. You can see here the wicks on the daily chart. You know, if you're seeing wicks like that on Euro USD or pound USD, 9 times out of 10 price is going to fall, whereas pound CHF decided, yeah, I want to move to the upside first before I do fall, which again, it's just grabbing liquidity, but it does mean it's a little bit messier, and obviously you can see here, like, oh, look at all those wicks there. It's not very attractive. So yeah, pound CHF and CHF in general, not my favorite currency to trade. But then again, you know, price action is price action, and there are some good setups. I was in the pound CHF short up here. I did end up exiting here and missing out on that massive sell-off, but again, that is something to learn from. Price had a false break there. I exited the trade just before the drop. So again, painful mistake, but again, I can always learn from that, take that into my trading in the future. But it would have been a nice trade. DXY is still in consolidation. I haven't actually looked at the DXY, so let's see what's going on. Yeah, DXY is choppy. Again, you can see Euro USD is lacking any momentum really, and DXY is doing the exact same thing. So I think DXY again might be getting ready for a news announcement or something to give it the kick it needs to either break up or break down. We are coming back into a key area of support resistance. So you can see here was really nice support for us over here. Nice push, resistance there, came down. Again, slight false break of that resistance. And here we're kind of holding on to that area at 96,400. So if DXY can actually break through this level, and I do think DXY will probably see a nice push back to highs and probably the higher highs, and that's where we'll see Euro USD probably see its momentum, because I think Euro USD might be waiting for DXY to break through that level, and then DXY can see that move, and then Euro USD can pick up momentum to the downside. And I think news might be the catalyst for DXY to break through that level. But if it doesn't break through the level and it actually tanks to the other side, then obviously we could be looking at getting some buys for Euro USD. But we do have that trend line price kind of squeezing in between those two areas. So we'll see what happens, whether up or down. Again, when it's like this, it's a little bit choppy. Best to leave it alone. Wait for DXY to give us that direction. Jump over to Euro USD or Pound USD, then we can probably look at some nice trades there. USD has some drawdown. Let's see what you're going for USD. Yeah, USD is a little bit of a funny one. We closed nicely on the daily, but I think USD might be reacting with this level here on the left. So it depends what price wants to do with this level here. That might be causing price to give this doji so far. Again, maybe New York session is the catalyst for the move up. If we can break back above that area, then I think USD should be, all guns blazing to the upside. That is a really nice reversal sign here. Strong move down, consolidation, strong move back up. And then yeah, we'll come into that last obstacle at 0.92500. So yeah, if we can break through that, I do think price will continue back to highs. But yeah, I think that's the reason we're struggling. So yeah, maybe New York session could be the time, could be the kick that price needs to break through. But yeah, we are looking bullish. Started from the time of evaluation today. Nice. Go on, William. Keep going. Yeah, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, leave a like. It does help the stream out. It does help the channel out. I do appreciate that. Thanks, William, for reminding me though. Hey, Gia, how are you doing? Okay, fair enough, William. I mean, again, we all have our own experiences and stuff. I mean, I know that I do have a better success rate on like a Pound USD or Euro USD than a CHF pair. So I know personally for me, I'm better off trading Pound USD. I don't know if that's subconsciously or just because the price action is better for my strategy. Whatever the reasons, people are going to have better success rates in different pairs. Some could be consistent all round, maybe like yourself. And that's what I love about trading as well, is that it can be like very, very different for each person. Like someone could teach some, a concept, something to someone else. They might not understand it, but then they can be taught something completely different. Something completely different. Something more complicated, and understand that, and that really works for them. So yeah, trading is definitely a thing that you have to tailor to yourself, tailor to your life, to what you're looking for. Whether you're day trading, scalping, You know, it all does count for something, but yeah, it's definitely each their own. I mean, I don't really like CHF too much, but yeah, I did have a really nice trade on pound CHF, which did eventually end up playing out. So they do give some good setups. I just didn't capitalize on it. ADJY short thing. Pound USD and AUD sell. We'll take a look at that in a second here. Pound AUD. So yeah, pound AUD, we've had quite a nice sell-off back down into some key support, which is this level here on the left. Last major low before we had that big push, and price has literally just erased that whole move and come right back down to that same place at 79. So price has had a nice bullish reaction, as you would expect from that level. Very big move to the upside from that. You could even see price come back to some areas up here. Key level of resistance at 81,500. We might see ADJY come up to test that before maybe rolling over again. So yeah, ADJY, nice push to the upside. We've broken through some key levels here. Looks like we're just about holding on to some resistance here. So I think if we can clear this, ADJY most likely will see a push into 81,500. Then from there, I think there could be some nice sells all the way back down again for this pair. So I would have my eye on at this level up here, which is pretty much this resistance here where we put all those wicks at 81,400. And I think there could be some nice sells. We could fall over from this level here for ADJY. I'm not too sure if we will. I think that's probably your best bet for some sells. We might break through this, retest it, continue, and then from here there could be some really nice sells, especially with that momentum. So yeah, I think ADJY overall very much still in a bearish trend, you know, as we can see on the daily. I think price is just having some retracement because we have really tanked off, you know, from this area here. We sold 400 pips, so price does need to have some retracement. If I do get a fib from where the price impulse from, you kind of got that 50% to 0.618 area in that area there as well. So yeah, I think ADJY is getting ready to retrace, well, it is retracing, and I think the sells would be nice to take this one down. If we break through that, we might see price push up a little bit further into some of these areas up here. I don't think we will. I think we'll probably respect that and come right back down. So yeah, I'd say get ready for some sells for this one. We might see a short-term push if we do break through that area quite cleanly. Right now, price is probably just about holding on to it. So I wouldn't say price is quite broken just yet, but if we do go and break through it, there could be some short-term buys back up into 81,400, and then from there, I think price will probably sell off, or it might actually sell off from this level. You know, it doesn't have to retrace up there. Got some nice confluences up there, but obviously it doesn't have to. You could just sell off from this area, but yeah, not interested in buys for ADJY, waiting for price to give us a good confirmation for some sells, and yeah, I think price will come straight back down. Yeah, GU and AU. So yeah, AUSD for me is still very much in that bearish trend. Yeah, so very much still in that bearish trend. We're coming into a key level for AUSD. You can see this key support here, really strong support, massive move to the upside. Now taking that across, we're coming into that level as resistance. So very significant low that we're testing as resistance now, and it's going to be interesting to see what AUSD does with that. Right now we're coming back to test this consolidation. So we had this consolidation here last week. Price broke to the downside out of that and continued to the downside into that weekly level, which I'll just show you quickly. Is this weekly level there. So yeah, price is breaking out of that consolidation. Now it's coming back to retest it for the first time. So we'll see what happens here. If AUSD can hold on to this, then yeah, AUSD probably will roll over again back down to those lows. I'm not sure if we've got a trend line for this one. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Yeah, we do have a trend line there. Price is almost testing it. So yeah, there is some nice confluences there actually for some sells for AUDUSD. We've got that high time frame level on the daily chart all the way over here. We've got price retesting that kind of supply area, which is the range, and we do have that trend line and it's at a nice psychological level. So if AUDUSD could hold on to this, I don't really have too much price action, too much candlestick information there. Yes, we do have that bearish candle on the hourly time frame, but if you do hold on to this area, we can sell off quite nicely. So maybe price might be coming back for another retest, double top. I'll probably say that's your best bet. Price to confirm it once, confirm it a second time, then we can see some nice downside. But yeah, AU for me could be getting ready to roll over. It's at a really nice area with nice confluence. If it does hold on to it, we most likely will come back down. Breaks into the range, we might be seeing some choppy price action coming back into it. You know, depending what price wants to do, whether it wants to continue up or not. But yeah, we'll come into a nice area. If AU can respect that, we should be seeing some downside. Obviously depends what the DXY wants to do as well. And GU as well. GU still quite bearish, holding on to that trend line. And like I said, GU and Euro USD lacking a little bit of lacking a bit of momentum. So I'm not really focusing on those pairs too much. I'm seeing a lot of momentum in some other pairs right now. Pound CAD, Pound AUD. I haven't actually looked at USD CAD yet, but we'll take a look at USD CAD. We're seeing a lot of momentum for that pair as well. Some other pairs that might have slipped my mind, but there's Euro AUD. We're seeing a lot of pairs of momentum that are looking good and healthy. So I'm waiting for some retracement for those pairs, and I will get into them in a second. But yeah, Pound USD is just a little bit choppy for me. It's lack of momentum, so I'm not gunning for it right now. But you know, if price action does continue and structure does continue, we're making these lower lows and lower highs. We do have some key support here on the left, which is now broken in term resistance. Price is retesting that at 1.32800 along with that trend line. So again, similar to AU, nice confluence there, and we could just roll over to the downside. So I do think price will take out this wick though for Pound USD. I do think we'll take out that wick. So yeah, Pound USD looks a little bit better than AU simply because you have really nice bearish price action there. You know, it looks like price has put a nice double top there. So yeah, it looks like GU is getting ready to roll over. I think we do have a little bit of a trend line here, maybe. Yeah, we do. So I think that's the last obstacle for GU. Break through this trend line here, and we could be seeing that momentum pick up again. Again, have our eye on the DXY if we can get above that level. I think get above that level, then GU and EU will pick up speed. AU as well probably, and roll over. So yeah, bearish from GU. Just needs to break through that trend line and maybe momentum will pick up. Yeah, Euro USD and Pound USD, they're both lacking momentum. That's why I haven't really looked for executions yet. And I've seen some other pairs with some really nice momentum, so they're looking good. And Pound USD and Euro USD both look bearish, and I both would expect them to roll over. But yeah, it's lack of momentum, so that's why I haven't really looked at them too much. Yeah, same thing, trend, same thing. CHF, it's a funny pair. Sometimes, you know, people will enjoy CHF, but for me, it's not the best pair, or currency, I should say. What's my watch this? So yeah, like I was saying, Euro AUD, really nice breakthrough structure there, breaking through that trend line, giving us that momentum. And it looks like price on Euro AUD is breaking through the significant support here. We had 1, 2, 3, and potentially if we can get a daily close below, I would consider that as a breakout. And the next place I expect Euro AUD to come to is this previous higher high. So we've made that higher high, higher low, higher high. I think we come back and retest the resistance of that as support. So I'm looking at Euro AUD coming back down to this level here. We've seen a lot of momentum there, so it's looking really, really healthy. So hopefully today we can continue that momentum, close below in the daily chart below that level. Then tomorrow we'll look for some retracement, double top back at this region here around the 1.59 area. Then we'll look to short it back down into this area here. So yeah, for me, Euro AUD looking good, and I'm looking for some shorts with this one. Pound AUD, similar thing as well. We've broken through, not broken through yet. We've tapped into this resistance here, had a strong reaction from that, and it looks like we're breaking through that previous daily resistance there as well. and daily's looking very, very bearish, and I'm expecting price to come back down into this previous support here. So yeah, as long as pound AUD keeps up that momentum, which looks like it looks like it is. I mean, I hope it doesn't just drop and hit that target, because then I don't get an entry. But yeah, if price can keep that up, retrace for me later today, hopefully New York session or something like that. And then yeah, we'll be looking at some sells maybe tomorrow, tomorrow London, tomorrow New York. But yeah, I think pound AUD, Euro AUD pretty much doing the exact same thing, so I probably won't trade both, just pick the better one. But yeah, for me, Euro AUD and pound AUD, they've picked up a lot of momentum, broken through some significant structure, which is the trend line. I'm looking at price coming back to this area here. So yeah, pound AUD looking good, pound CAD looking good as well. It broke out that consolidation on the 4H. Pound CAD broke out this consolidation very, very strongly. So I do think pound CAD coming right back down to these lows. So I'm hoping for some retracement. I don't think we'll come back to retest that. Hopefully maybe some levels around here, or maybe a break and retest of that low, and then pound CAD right back down to lows. And same thing with Eurocad as well. Where's Eurocad? So yeah, Eurocad looks like it's breaking to the underside of this range here. So we have price fluctuating between those two significant levels. If we can break below, I think Eurocad, sorry, will make its way back down to these lows here. So yeah, we'll wait for some retracement. I think I'll be looking at pound CAD, but if pound CAD sells off too much, then I'll come and look at Eurocad for some entries. Got a really nice double top there in the 4H, so hopefully we can respect that level again. And then yeah, I'll look to sell it back down. So Eurocad, pound CAD shorts, Euro AUD shorts, pound AUD shorts, pretty much just Euro and pound flipped really. So just pick the better pair. You have to pick both. But yeah, Euro AUD shorts, pound AUD shorts, pound CAD shorts, Eurocad shorts. Anything else? USD CAD, haven't gotten to that. We'll take a look at that now. So yeah, USD CAD selling off really, really strongly. You can tell CAD is very, very strong right now. So yeah, Eurocad, I mean, I keep saying Eurocad, USD CAD. On my weekly analysis, I did say price is coming to a very, very strong area of resistance. You can see here, prices spiked in this area, collapse, spike into this area, collapse, spike into this area. Probably will collapse to the downside. Maybe not to these lows here, but maybe back to this point here, 1.26200. Maybe even this point here as well, 1.25, depending how CAD keeps up its strength. But yeah, USD CAD has broken out of this channel very, very significantly. You can see we had this channel here, price was testing 1, 2, 3, 4, broken out of, and we've actually broken through a key support as well. So if price can come back very, very nicely for me and come and retest that, I will be, 100% looking for some shorts on this one, because momentum like this, 100% if price does retrace, pretty much like 80% chance of price coming back and taking out that low. So we'll definitely be looking for shorts if price gives me an opportunity to do so. It's confirmed pretty much momentum is shifting from the bulls to the bears. I just want price to give me a lower high, preferably at this area, because you can see really nice support here. Last week I was actually looking for the break of this level here, then look for the retest to short. Never got that. Now we've got the break and the break of the trend line as well. So hopefully a retest of that level, and then I will look to short this one down. And targets, like I said, got that daily area there. Probably will focus more on this point. And then yeah, we could go a lot further. So hopefully these pairs can retrace, because they're all looking very, very bearish and they're selling off. And sometimes you do see pairs just sell off completely and just go and hit the areas you're looking to target and not really giving the opportunity. So hopefully they can retrace. But yeah, they're looking very, very bearish. Yeah, AD is still strong. Yeah, that's what I said for ADUSD. Probably wait for a double top to form on ADUSD, because it's at a nice area where we could sell off. But again, that momentum is very, very strong. So if you can put a double top there, I would say price will be looking good to short, but yeah, AU is quite strong. It's coming to a nice area where it could change, but it doesn't have to. You could easily still break through that. Yeah, my bias is still short as well. I mean, I haven't managed to get a trade onto it yet, but if something does arise, I will be looking to short AUD, just not yet. Pound CHF found support on the hourly and 30 minutes. Take a look. Yeah, it's finding support there, starting to consolidate. We have broken through this significant low here, so I think if price can hold on to that, not break above that, we probably will roll over. If pound CHF does break above this, you know, because it is consolidating right now, so if it does break above that, then yeah, we probably will push back into those highs, because we are lacking that momentum to roll over right now. So depends what it does here, because this was our last significant low. We had that push, the pullback, the push, broke through that. Now if price can hold on to that, we can fall. If we do push in, then that could be a false breakout, especially because price is consolidating as well. So yeah, depends what we do on the retest of this level here, if we fall or not. If we do break out this consolidation very strongly to the upside, then yeah, we probably wouldn't fall. We might come back to retest. If price just gives us a wick here, flips bearish, then we do have a good chance of falling. Yeah, UAD makes sense as well. Again, I don't think I will get into a trade for UAD just yet today. I want to let this momentum settle first, because we do have this bearish push here where we haven't seen a bullish candle since that, and that was just a doji, which price could look to go and retrace. So yeah, I'm not planning on getting any shorts right now. I'm going to wait for price to retrace, and I think it probably will take a day or so to retrace, you know, healthily. Maybe not so far up, but just to find resistance before it does roll over. So yeah, I am looking at UAD shorts. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Again, tomorrow could be a different day for the currency strength. AUD could be really, really strong today. Could be really weak tomorrow, so we'll find out. Yeah, very, very true, Alison. Many people do rush into it. Again, I've definitely been guilty of trying to rush trades as well. It's a difficult lesson, because the funny thing is, with rushing trades, is that when you're actually rushing trades, you don't actually know at the point when you're taking the trade that you're rushing it. You think that's actually a good trade to take, and then it's only when you look back in the situation you can see, oh yeah, I did take that loss, and I was trying to rush back into to make it back. So that's why it's always best to kind of address your emotions beforehand, to see how you're feeling, because normally rushing trades is out of either revenge or fear of missing out. So yeah, definitely being patient. Like I say, it's better to miss a good trade than take a bad trade. Yeah, all about patience. Great, I love to see that. Patience is difficult, but it does pay off. Meanwhile, Chelsea has started dropping points. Absolutely gutted. That was a shocking defeat to West Ham. We'll all bounce back. Got Champions League tomorrow. Not Champions League today, but Chelsea playing tomorrow, so we'll see what happens there. Look at oil short thing. Looking for USD short too, but no retracement. Yeah, same thing here. Looking for USD short as well. Again, USD just kind of built up its price action there. It was a built up, accumulating price, accumulating orders, and then it's absolutely tanked. So yeah, USD shorts will be good. Just need to be patient for the retracement for this one. And then yeah, we can take some nice shorts. And oil. Yeah, oil's looking strong. You can see CAD is behaving very, very strong right now, and oil, pretty much in sync with that CAD strength. So oil is pushing up right now. But going the higher time frames quickly. So yeah, oil did end up actually holding this level. I was looking at price to hold, which was this kind of head and shoulder area where we had price find the support, the false break, sharp move back up. It never came back for the retest. Finally retested it. Nice wick to the downside. Now we're seeing that momentum. So I think oil, to be honest, could push all the way back up into this level here. Never got the retest of that 75. So I think price will push up back to 75, to be honest. Which does mean more CAD strength, to be honest, which is good for USD CAD shorts. So hopefully a bit of retracement, see that continue. Good for USD CAD shorts, good for pound CAD shorts, good for Eurocad shorts as well. So yeah, I think pound, I mean oil was probably heading up to 75, especially with this shift in momentum. Never got the retest, so probably will be drawn to that area. Going to the 4H, we're looking very, very strong there as well. We're broken through that resistance here as well. We're broken through that resistance there as well. So yeah, keep up that momentum. Hopefully form a lower high somewhere. That will give CAD some time to take a breather. Gives the time to get some entries on USD CAD or pound CAD or Eurocad and get long on this one. And I think we could see a push to 75. Yeah, it's looking good. So yeah, oil probably to 75. We do have some resistance here on the left, which could cause some noise, but I think we'll probably snap through that. Maybe that's the level that could give us the retracement for price to continue. So yeah, oil looking like it's going to continue to 75. It might even go higher. I'm not too sure. Again, I'm not too sure about the fundamentals behind oil, which obviously would be helpful to know where this one could go in the near future. But in terms of price action and structure, we're probably going to push to 75. So yeah, we'll see how that maps out. But like I said, guys, there's a lot of pairs I do have on my watch list. I don't normally have this much on my watch list, well, nowadays anyway. Try to keep it to like 2 or 3 max. I've got like 5. So again, to be honest, the 5 pairs I do, there's a lot of pairs that overlap, like Euro AZ, Pound AZ. I can just pick one. Eurocad, Pound CAD, I can just pick one. So I'll probably pick one at the end of the day, see how the daily candle closes, seeing what we're seeing after the New York session, and I'll pick one then coming into tomorrow. But I think tomorrow we could be seeing some really nice trades setting up. Okay, the new variant drives oil. Interesting. Have I looked at gold? Nope. Well, actually, no, I have looked at gold. No, I said no. Yeah, I've looked at gold. I've got a bearish bias for gold. But this one, I'm still holding onto a significant support at 1784. You can see support 1, 2, 3, 4 failed to get a close below. This was the news. And now we're coming back to retest it as resistance. So essentially, as long as gold can stay below 1784, I can see gold falling to the downside, break above, then we could be looking at maybe a shift in price action and maybe price actually turning bullish, because we've broken through this trend line here, kind of squeezed between 2 trend lines really. We could be snapping up to turn bullish, so we do have that aspect to it where we could turn bullish, but I want to see price really break above this, and we can look for a higher low and take that further, and we could go and retrace some of that bearish price action up there. But essentially, if gold stays below 1784, I'm expecting a push back to lows and just continue with this bearish structure. As for entries, again, it's a little bit difficult for this one because essentially right now gold is consolidating in this level here. So if you're looking for the best entries, it would either be looking to sell, at the highs of the consolidation at here. Looks like we'll come back for another retest. So looking for sells here to come down, or wait for price to break out of the consolidation, break through that support and retest it and then come down. Obviously the retest might not happen. Sometimes gold just goes on a crazy one, breaks through a level and it doesn't come back. But again, in terms of probability, the break and retest of the low, probably much higher probability than taking this, because price might just continue to consolidate on you and could actually end up breaking the level, of course. So depends how you want to play it, but like I said, as long as it stays below 1784, I think we're going to see a pushback down to 1762, which is the lows. Break above that, we're probably shifting structure, and then I'll take a look at gold again, maybe see how the daily candle closes, and then we could be maybe looking at buys back up into this resistance here. So that could be on the cards for gold, but not just yet. We're still underneath and we could still be coming back for another test just to roll over. So we'll see what happens there for gold. We're lacking momentum again. Maybe some news could be a catalyst for that. Again, I'm not really looking to trade gold. A little bit too choppy for me, but we'll see what happens at that test. Yeah, I mean, if you do see that weakness for the US, then yeah, gold will probably fly, to be fair. Because I still think we could see some downside for the DXY. I still think we can. I'm not too sure if we'll see it now yet, because I do think DXY will be coming back down to this area here to retest it soon. It might push some new highs before we do see that, but I think we will go and retrace this whole leg here for the DXY. If we do break through that resistance price is currently testing right now, then I think we'll just fill that gap to the upside back to, what is that, 96,900, and we'll probably see some strength for the dollar. But of course, if those fundamentals come out and do play its part, you know, anything can happen, and we could change direction in an instant, really. So it's good to stay on your toes, especially in these markets right now, where news can definitely play a big impact and direction as well. Sometimes news is just normally just for, you know, momentum, grab liquidity, but sometimes news, we're seeing a lot more now, especially with COVID, actually set the direction for a lot of markets. Can I look at DAX cash? DAX cash, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Never looked at this. Is that DAX cash or? Yeah, I'm not too sure which one it is. I'm not too sure if it's that one. Well, I've clearly analysed this before because I've got drawings on it. But that's yeah, I'm not too sure which one you're talking about, to be honest. Yeah, if it is that one, you know, let me know. Still do have 8 minutes left of the stream, so I can analyze it for you. If it is that one, I'm not too sure. Oh, it is. Okay. Thank you for clarifying trends. Okay, so yeah, we are looking very, very bullish right now. We've obviously come back into this area, put some nice wicks to the downside as well. So yeah, we probably will push on here. I mean, I do really like those wicks, actually, to be honest. That is the weekly time frame there. So yeah, we'll probably push on. Again, we've seen pretty much through all the indices that price is looking bullish and looking very, very strong. Most likely we could see a push back to highs. Again, we'll take it level by level. But in terms of this one, we've had a massive crash to the downside and do have a lot of imbalance. You know, we haven't tested that support there, but we did break through. So just like the other indices, I'm expecting price to come back and retest this level here. We're not too far away. We never had the retest of this kind of consolidation here, so if we do come back into this, I think that will probably be a really nice place for buys, and then the continuation. But yeah, I would not be looking for sells. Even if we do come to that level and respect it, I wouldn't be looking for sells. With that momentum here, I think we're just getting ready to push on, and especially how the weeklies respected that level. Yeah, I think we're going to continue higher, maybe even back into this resistance here, break through that, maybe back into highs. So yeah, I think more upside for this one, wait for some retracement and then continuation. And then we could push on to 16 and maybe further. Okay, so FDAX, so it wasn't that one. Yeah, this is some crazy stuff here. I'm gonna zoom the first one. yeah, is this the right chart? You know, let me know. Don't analyze the wrong chart for you. Definitely new to this, but it's pretty much the same thing which I just looked at. Holding on to that, yeah, it's the same chart pretty much, just a little bit choppier. Okay, so it was Germany then. Yeah, so yeah, it's the exact same thing. Price is looking bullish, coming into that area. Wow, this is very choppy. But yeah, it looks like the exact same thing. Okay, it is the same thing. Such a little numpty. But yeah, we're looking bullish, and I'll expect price to continue. So if you're looking for opportunities, wait for retracement back into the range, and then yeah, continuation from there. Choose trends for clarifying that. But yeah, I hope that's that helpful. But yeah, just retracing back onto the range, and then a continuation, or if you can get above that level, then you can look for continuation there. But momentum is strong, so I would stay away from sells, and pretty much every other indice will looking bullish as well. So yeah, only looking for buyers really. Okay, as we're approaching the hour, price is starting to pick up speed for pound, euro as well. We're looking bearish, so maybe DXY might be seeing a break, or a price trying to break through. So yeah, it looks like potentially we could be seeing some strength for the DXY here, for the dollar. So maybe that could help AU out and see some downside, but obviously Aussie is quite strong right now. So yeah, pound USD looks like Alan's getting ready to sell off again, back down to that wick, and I think we'll take out that wick if we can break through, of course. Euro USD, exact same thing as well. I think we'll probably roll back over and continue back down to those lows. Euro looks like it's trying to break through that support there on the left. Yeah, so I think we will roll over, break through that support 1.26600, DXY break through that resistance, then we should be selling off. We do have some news at 1:30, so that could be the catalyst, but I think we'll probably do that anyway. Yeah, take a look at UK 100, then I'll take a look at GJ. Okay, so yeah, we're looking very strong here as well. Have we? Okay, we've almost actually moved up into highs there. Again, that's the last time I analysed the pair. So yeah, I'll probably expect price to come back to the highs. I think we've just formed a significant low there, to be honest. Looking back at the recent history, on the weekly time frame. Yeah, so come back into that support there. Price is respected again in the weekly. Will most likely come back to highs. So yeah, we do have that resistance down the left. That price looks like it's snapping through right now. We're interested to see how that daily candle closes, but if we can take out this level here, which looks like we are doing, and if we can hold that as support, then we could be seeing a really nice quick trade there and just ride that momentum back to highs. So yeah, was that 73.13? Hold that as support. You can look for some buys there. If we don't, we could look at a deeper pullback, maybe even back to here, form a bit of a head and shoulder here. So kind of left shoulder, big head, right shoulder, and then the continuation. But like I said, only looking for buys here, either at the break and retest of that. So just about had the break. So see if we can put some wicks there for some continuation. And if we do break down, we'll probably come back into this area, look for buys again. Risk to reward is much better. Push back into there, and then the continuation into those highs. So yeah, more upside for this one as well. They're all looking better. So just if you can get some retracement, great, and then take some buys again. This is the 4H time frame, so you can drop to your hourly 30-minute. Look to get some bear entries on there, and just see if you can continue that to the upside. GJ supply zone, yeah. So pound JPY. yeah, pound JPY again, it could easily be a false break. I think if GU does drop, which I think it will drop, then GJ will probably drop with it, and that means that was just a false break. Again, like I said on the daily chart, if the daily candle, if I just clear that, nope, there we go. If the daily candle, if you can see my crosshair, if the daily candle does fail to break through that resistance there, then we'll most likely will see tomorrow's candle close, well, not close bearish, but at least be bearish, come down, maybe even test the lows of that support down here. So it's quite evident that if you get a daily close like that, that was just a false move there in the lower time frames, which would have been the 4H, a false move of that resistance, a false break of the trend line maybe as well. And I do think we'll probably see pound JPY continue bearish. So yeah, we could be looking at price back down to 149,400 for GJ. So yeah, I think GJ could be coming down. I'll wait to see how that 4H candle closes. We've got about 2 hours left, and if it does close like that, we'll probably see price continue down. B&W, wow, we're just getting different things right now. Probably first time I looked at B&W on my stream. Probably the first time looking at B&W ever. Yeah, I've never looked at B&W before, but we'll take a look at it. Yeah, guys, if you are enjoying the analysis, enjoying the stream, leave a like. It does really help out the channel. Thanks to those for the reminder again. Really much appreciate for that, bro. But yeah, let me just take a little bit. Okay, so overall very much bullish. This could be a significant low here. So we've just created new highs. We'll probably fill the gap to the upside back up into that area there. Again, that was support there. You can see with that bullish candle would be time resistance. So if we're just going to follow normal price action here, you would expect price to continue back into that area. And if you can break above that, then we'll probably see the trend continuation back to highs. We do have excuse me, we do have that resistance there that price is breaking through, so that could be a nice place to go long and see price continue. But yeah, this is looking crazy here. So yeah, I would say price is looking good to continue, break through that, and we can see that continuation happen, dropping onto the hourly as well. Yeah, we probably will go and fill that gap into that area at 90, 91. So yeah, retest of the level there, probably just scoot that along. Retest of that level there would probably be best bet to get long, and a nice break and retest of that level there, I'm just noticing now. So yeah, kind of just continue that break and retest, probably wait for a nice spike like we had there into that level, and then you can look for continuation to fill the gap up into 91, and then maybe price could go higher as well. So yeah, looking bullish there for B&W. Probably expecting price to continue there. So yeah, guys, I hope that helped, all that analysis. Again, we'll do a quick rundown on some of the pairs that I'm looking at trading in the near future. I don't think there's anything looking good for today right now, but tomorrow there could be, so I'll share with you guys the pairs I'm looking at. So for starters, USD CAD, looking at some nice sells for this one. You can see we're tanking to the downside right now, so just simply waiting for some retracement on this one. And then yeah, looking to ride that momentum back down into that recent support. We do have some key levels on the daily that we could go and test. Really nice support there at 1.26200, and really nice support here as well. This one's a little bit more aggressive, a bit more brave. We could reach that level, especially if that momentum continues, but we do have a high chance of reaching this support here as well. So looking at USD CAD shorts, just waiting on some retracement and then the continuation. Same thing for pound CAD, kind of just riding that CAD strength. Hopefully we can retrace back into that low, or maybe slightly higher up. There's some levels here that are interesting, some support and resistance just generally around in that area. 1.69, nice psychological level as well. So if you can put some retracement, great. Pound CAD will look to get short. Eurocad is that same thing, looks like we're melting through that level right now. If we do get a strong daily close like that, simply just tomorrow looking for some retracement, a lower high maybe during London or New York, and then taking that lower back down to 1.41800, which are the prior weekly lows. Pound AD, same thing as well, just continue that momentum. So we're breaking through that trend line, structure is shifting, momentum is shifting. I'm expecting a push back into that daily support there after reacting from that daily resistance. So I just want to see price give me a lower high. Again, it's pretty much the same pattern I'm trading here across all the pairs. I watch this, just an impulse, correction, impulse. So I want price to give me a lower high somewhere. I'm simply just going to look to ride that momentum forward. Same thing with Euro USD, strong impulse. I'm looking for that that retracement, the next lower high, and then sell it down. I do want to see price close below this significant low though, the significant support, sorry, just because we have respected it quite strongly. And if we do close below, then we do have a good chance of price just riding that momentum back down into 1.57 500. So a few pairs on my watch list, pretty much the same pattern. So just gonna look for the best one, trade that one. No need to risk more than I need to, and trade all the positions. Look for the best one, take that trade. But pretty much those are the pairs I'm mainly focusing on. Some other pairs need a little bit more development. Euro USD, Pound USD are normally my preferred pairs to trade, but they're lacking momentum, and some other pairs are looking a little bit better, but I'm expecting them to roll over. So those are the pairs I'm looking at. Yeah, 100% trade. Like, once you realize that trading is more of a battle between you and yourself than you and the markets, yeah, you start to kind of speed up your trading, because the markets, they do their own thing. I mean, we're just small fish, very, very tiny fish in a massive pond or ocean, to be fair. So we don't drive where price goes. We just have to analyze price and see where it potentially could go, and just take the best bet of where it could go. And the reason why it's hard to be consistent is because it's hard to be consistent with your emotions, and the main obstacle is yourself, really, that mental warfare, as you say. So yeah, being patient is difficult when it's so easy to click a button and just jump into a trade. Get your phone out wherever you are, click buy or sell very, very easily. Just need that discipline to kind of keep yourself grounded. But I think do this for many years, and when I go to a mental hospital, yeah, it's a dodgy one. I mean, the goal is in the future to be trading less and just be trading bigger positions, so you don't have to be focused on the market so much. Just look for like one trade a week or something, and that could keep you afloat. So yeah, trading is difficult, but guys, you have to keep consistent, and it definitely is a long-term vision for this one. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this stream, found it useful. Again, guys, I will be live again tomorrow and Thursday, same time, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. GMT. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I hope I do see you tomorrow. But stay safe and have a good one.